Dr. Mlelwa Lectures. Tunafundisha masomo ya sayansi, physics, chemistry, mathematics pamoja na biology kwa syllabus ya Tanzania na kwa O-level pamoja na advanced level. Dr. Mlelwa Lectures, for your better NECTA EXAMS performance. Subscribe, share and like this video. Tuendelee na epithelial cells. Na kipindi kilichopita tuko naangalia kuhusu epithelial cells hizi, lakini tuko naangalia introduction. Kwa hiyo epithelial cells kwanza ni general, lazima ujue kwamba classification of epithelia in base kwenye epithelial cell. So when we come back tuliona kwamba kuna simple inakuwa na one cell na zinakuwa kuna 5 types hizo hapo, na kuna compound ambao kuna 2 types of epithelial cell. Sasa first kwanza lazima ujue epithelial cell inakuaje. In general kuna 3 different shapes of cell are seen in epithelia, ambao kuna squamous, cuboid pamoja na columnar, as described in more detail takavyokuwa na elezea kuhusu simple epithelium. Lakini tunataka kujua, ukisikia squamous means flat, cuboid means inakuwa cubic, and columnar means inakuwa kama column. So in squamous manake inakuwa ni flat. Kwa hiyo cuboid inakuwa ina urefu na upana kama karibia vinafanana. In columnar upana ni mdogo, urefu ni mkubwa. So apart from these 3 basic shapes of the epithelial cell, some epithelia have cells which are different from these 3. They are described later under the particular epithelium. Kuna baadhi ya epithelium, kwa mfano tutaenda kuona kuna hizo pseudostratified columnar pamoja na nyingine zinaitwa transitional epithelium. So epithelial cell have 3 surfaces: a basal surface which is in contact with the basement membrane, an apical surface facing facing the surface of the epithelium, and a lateral surface which is in contact with the same surface of the neighboring epithelial cell. So for example here, this is squamous. You see how it appears, it is flat. This is cuboidal and this is columnar. So in squamous, this is called the apical surface. Then this on the side, it is called the lateral. Then a basal surface is below. Also here, this is basal surface. This is the lateral, or this is the lateral. But this at the top is apical surface. Apical surface, lateral surface, then basal surface is here. This which is drawn in dotted is the representation of the basement membrane, kwa sababu epithelia zote zinakuwa zinakaa kwenye basement membrane. So now let's jump to the classification, and starting with the simple epithelium. Simple epithelium zenyewe zinakuwa zina layer moja. Tukianza na simple squamous epithelium, maana yake inakuwa one layer of flat cells. So it is composed of single layer of flattened cell. Usipate shida. Simple maana yake one layer. Squamous, flat, is composed of single layer of flattened cell forming a continuous surface. The nuclei of the cell are flattened, kwa sababu cell nazo ni flat, nuclei nazo ni flattened. The apical surface of this cell, which can be seen on the surface of the epithelium, are irregular in shape. However, they appear at indentation, passing perpendicular to the surface of the epithelium. Kwa hiyo zinakuwa irregular. Ukiangalia kutoka perpendicular zinakuwa zinaonekana irregular. The individual cell of the simple epithelium can be compared with a half frayed edge. Maana ni kama yai ambalo umelikata nusu, with the yellow yolk representing the nucleus and the surrounding egg white representing the cytoplasm of the cell. Kwa kama vile kiini cha yai tufanye kama ukilipasua nusu, kile kiini cha yai kinavyokuwa flattened na ile yolk, ile egg yolk ambayo ni white inavyokuwepo, ile ni presentation nzuri ya hizi simple squamous epithelium. When viewed from the top, the half frayed egg appear irregular in shape and the yolk appears circular. Yani maana kiini cha yai kinakuwa circular, ndivyo ambavyo iko nucleus ya. But if it cuts perpendicular to the surface in the center, both the egg white and the yolk appear at on the cut surface. Kwa hiyo ukiziangalia kutoka top utaona circular, lakini ukikata utaona vyote vinaonekana kwenye surface. Now kwenye function hizo simple epithelium, kwanza since squamous epithelium comprises of a single layer of thin cells, small molecule can easily pass through it, such as diffusion and filtration. So this is used in diffusion kwenye lungs, kwenye alveol. Kwenye alveol tunakuwa tuna simple squamous epithelium, pamoja na kwenye filtration kwenye kidney, kwenye Bowman's capsule pale glomerulus is made up of the capillaries of the glomerulus, they are made of the simple squamous epithelium. However, it offers almost no protection. Kwa hiyo simple squamous zenyewe zinakuwa zitengeneza protection, lakini zinatengeneza nini? Diffusion na filtration. Kwa nini haziwezi kutengeneza protection? Because they allow most of the material to pass through them. Function ya pili, it provides smooth lining to hollow structures such as blood vessels and the chambers of the heart. Kwa hiyo chamber of the heart, blood vessels, na even hollow structure, ni structure ambayo mle ndani mtakuwa mna lumen, they are made up, or they are lined by the simple squamous epithelium. Now example, it line the blood vessels, endothelium, body cavities such as pleural, pericardial, and the peritoneal cavities, mesothelium, and the parietal layer of the Bowman's capsule, which is called the renal corpuscle in the kidney. So as you can see, even in the alveolus of the lungs, what is covering the alveolus of the lungs is also the simple squamous epithelium. So this is the diagram representing the simple squamous epithelium, and as you can see, this is the basement membrane. This below here is the basement membrane, and these they are cells. So if you view them from the side, you can see them, they are same as flatty. If you view them from the side, and the nucleus is flattened. So at the top here they appear irregular, as you can see. Surface of epithelium, irregular shape of the cell can be seen, and then squamous cell with flat nucleus in the section perpendicular to the surface of epithelium. So I am sure what we are talking in the discussion of our simple squamous epithelium imeonekana hapo kwenye diagram yetu. Now from there, let's jump to simple cuboidal epithelium. Simple cuboidal epithelium. So this is one layer of cuboidal cells. On the surface of epithelium, the cells are polygonal in shape. Zinakuwa kama zinaonekana kwenye umbo fulani. They appear square shaped in the section drawn perpendicular to the surface of the epithelium. Kwa zinaonekana kama square. Nucleus of each cell is round. Ni tofauti na kule ambako zilikuwa flattened. Is round and centrally placed. Kwenye function of these cuboidal epithelium, the main function are secretion, absorption, and excretion. Secretion, absorption, and excretion. It offers some protection. It offers some protection against the toxic substances, mechanical injury, inversion by microorganisms, and excessive water loss. So as you can see, inafanya function kubwa tatu: secretion, absorption, and excretion, na pia inaweza kufanya protection against mechanical injury, inversion by microorganisms, and excessive water loss. Example, it is present in thyroid follicles. Almost all glands, they are made up of the simple cuboidal epithelium. Almost all glands. It is present in thyroid follicles, small ducts of gland, tubules of the kidney, and surfaces of ovaries. So as you can see, on the surface cells they appear as polygonal, and as you can see the nucleus, they are round, and here the basal, this is lamina propria. This which is drawn in black is the basal membrane. So you can see surface of the epithelium, polygonal cell can be seen, and a cuboidal cell with round nucleus in the section perpendicular to the surface of the epithelium, they are seen here. And from there, let's jump to the simple columnar epithelium. Simple columnar epithelium. So these, the height of the cell is greater than the width. Nuclei are elongated and close to the base of the cell. In the case of function, these, they have many functions. Firstly, they have blush borders of microville at free surface end of each cell. This increases surface area for absorption. So simple columnar epithelium, they are involved in the absorption, and more especially this is in the small intestine, kama ambavyo tutaenda kuona. Lakini pili, they line the stomach, where the mucus secreted by the goblet cells protect the stomach lining from acidic content of the stomach and from digestion of the enzyme. Kwa hapa hizi pia simple columnar epithelium zinaweza kawa zina modified mucus secreting cells called goblet cells. Tatu, it also lines the intestine, where the mucus again protect it from acidic content of the stomach, which is called chyme. Kwa hiyo kwenye intestine, licha provide absorption, pia zina protect against acidic content. Pia in the small intestine, digested food is absorbed through epithelium into the blood stream. Kwa hiyo huku tusema microvilli zina increase surface area for absorption. Kile hapa tumesema kwamba absorbed food zinapita kwenye epithelium. Tano, it also acts as the barrier. It also acts as the barrier, and it offers some protection against toxic substance and invasion of microorganisms. Example hapo, it line the internal surface of stomach, intestine, uterus, and gallbladder. So this is the diagram showing the columnar epithelium. We have the lamina propria, the basement membrane in black. Then you have columnar epithelium with elongated nucleus, columnar cell with elongated nucleus at the base. Then let's jump to the pseudo-stratified epithelium. Pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium. Pseudo means false, so they are sometimes called pseudo-stratified columnar, and sometimes they are called columnar. Tukisema stratified, manake many layers, more than one layer, and pseudo manake ni false. Kwa hiyo hizi cells zinakuwa zinaonekana kama vile stratified, lakini kumbe sio stratified. In this type of epithelium, all cells rest on the basement membrane, but only some of them reach the surface. Since the cells are of different heights, their nuclei are at different level. This gives a false impression that the epithelium consists of two or more layers. Nielekeze kwanza kwa hii diagram sasa. Unaona kwamba ni seli zote zimegusa hii basement membrane. Seli zote zimegusa hii basement. Lakini sio seli zote zinazofika kule juu. Unaona hii seli imeishia hapo, unaona hii seli imeishia hapo, seli imeishia hapo, hii seli imeishia hapo, hii seli imeishia hapo, hii seli imeishia hapo. Hii seli. Kwa hiyo kinachotokea hapa ni kwamba unakuwa unaona kama vile kuna layer ya nucleus ya huku chini. Hii layer. Baadaye unaona kama na kule juu nako kuna layer. Now you see, as if ni kwamba tuna two layers. However, it is one layer of cells. So that's why you call them as pseudo. Zinaonekana kama ni two layers. Ndio maana tunasema this give a false impression. Muonekano ambao ni uongo. So the larger airways of the respiratory tract are lined by ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium, and the apical surface of the cells has cilia. Since this epithelium, ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium, is confined to the respiratory tract, it is also known as respiratory epithelium. Kwa hiyo ciliated pseudostratified columnar epithelium iko kwenye respiratory tract, and no matter sometimes it is called as respiratory epithelium. So pseudostratified columnar epithelium is also present in certain parts of the male reproductive system. In these parts, the apical surface of the cell has stereocilia, which help in absorption. Has no cilia again, has what? Stereocilia. It should be noted that the epithelium of large airways of the respiratory tract is pseudostratified columnar epithelium with goblet cells and cilia, whereas the same epithelium in parts of the male reproductive system is devoid of goblet cell and cilia. Means it lacks goblet cell and it lacks cilia, but it has what we call stellar ciliars. Now in function, first is in the respiratory tract, function of pseudostratified columnar epithelium as secretion of mucus and the airway protection. The mucus covers the surface of the epithelium. Foreign particles present in the air get trapped in the mucus secreted by the epithelial cell. The cilia of the epithelial cell propel the mucus towards the orthopharynx. It then either coughed out or swallowed towards the orthopharynx. It then either coughed out or swallowed. Kwa hiyo mucus mara nyingi ndio kwa siku ya Kiswahili inaita kamasi. Kamasi ile ni mucus. Kwa ile mucus usijue kuuliza kamasi inatoka wapi? Kamasi is the just accumulation of mucus. Now in the presence of infections, such as Haemophilus influenza, that is bacteria ambayo affect respiratory tract, au other bacteria ambao wanaweza ka affect respiratory tract, mucus secretion inaongezeka. Ikiongezeka ndio unakuta makamasi yanakuwa yanatoka. Lakini kama hakuna infection, hauna mafua, unajikuta kwamba unakuwa tu uko vizuri. Pia in male reproductive system, absorption is the main function. Kwa hiyo unaweza kuona kivipi pseudostratified columnar epithelium zinaonekana. Now this one here is the goblet cell. This is the goblet cell, and this is the goblet. This is the goblet. They leave the empty space here for. They leave the empty space for secreting enzymes. Now let's jump to compound epithelium. Or stratified epithelium. In compound epithelium, first we have stratified epithelium. And even in stratified epithelium, we can classify them according to shape. Stratified epithelium contain 2 or more layers of cell. They are further classified on the basis of the shape of the cell in the topmost layer. Remember, we are classifying stratified epithelium on the basis of the cell in the topmost layer. Cells in the deeper layer have different shapes. Kwa unaweza kukuta kujuu ni squamous, lakini kule chini ni cuboidal au ni columnar. So first tuna stratified squamous, ambazo kwenye stratified squamous tuna keratinized na non-keratinized. Keratinized tumeadd keratin, non-keratinized hatuja add keratin. Kwenye keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, cell in the deeper layer are columnar or cuboidal. The cells superficial to this layer are polygonal in shape. These polygonal cells gradually flatten in the superficial layer, and their nuclei become at near the surface of the epithelium. Cells are keratinized and make the surface dry. Kwa mfano cells of the skin, they are keratinized, stratified squamous epithelium. These cells are dead and in shape. They are dead and in shape without a nucleus, are flattened in shape, in shape without a nucleus. Now in part of function, first this epithelium act as a barrier against infection. Hiyo ni kwenye skin, lakini pia provides protection against mechanical injury and prevent excessive loss of water. Example, it present in skin, which is a dry surface. Lakini pia tuna non-keratinized huyo, ambaye kwenye non-keratinized hapo maana yake tunakuwa tumelaki keratin. Non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. This is structurally similar to keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, but its thickness is less and it does not have a superficial layer of dead cells. So you can see this is how the keratinized stratified squamous epithelium appear. This is the layer of keratin, and then you have the layer of squamous cell, then you have the layer of polygonal cells. After then you have the deeper layer. So you see how the layers have been arranged in the section of the skin. But in non-keratinized, how you can see here, in non-keratinized we have no keratin at the top here. So the arrangement of the cells is the same, but we have no keratin. In terms of function, the non-keratinized act as the barrier and provide protection against mechanical injury. Example, it lie in wet surfaces such as oral cavity, esophagus, vagina, anal canal, pamoja na vocal sound. Ya pili tuna stratified cuboidal. Hii ni two-layer cuboidal epithelium and is seen in the duct of some glands such as sweat glands and salivary gland. Two-layer columnar epithelium is seen in large duct of some glands and the conjunctiva. Hapa ni stratified cuboidal and stratified columnar. Both stratified cuboidal and columnar epithelium provide slightly higher level of protection than simple epithelium, and they can also act as a barrier. So as you can see, the deeper layer they are columnar, but the upper layer they appear as squamous. Then you have transitional epithelium. Transitional epithelium, they are epithelium which are able to change their shape. Transition ni kuchange. The epithelia with capacity to stretch, it lines most of the urinary passage, urinary bladder, ureter, etc. Hence it is also called urothelium. So it normally lines urinary bladder. Basal cell are cuboidal to columnar cells superficial to the basal cell, are polygonal on the surface cell, are large and dome-shaped. Some of the surface cell may have two nuclei. Transitional epithelium have the ability to stretch. In a relaxed state, it is 5 to 6 layers thick. In a stretched state cell, it become epithelium appear to 2 or 3 layers thick. This change in the shape of the cell allows the epithelium to stretch. Unaona, ukistretch epithelium inaonekana vile, ukirelease inaonekana hivi. That is transitional epithelium. Dome shaped cells hizi hapa, huku chini ni columnar, then kuna cuboidal, kuna dome shaped cell, na baadhi zina two nucleus. Stretched layer the cells zinapungua. Tumalizie na glandular epithelium. Kwenye glandular epithelium, hizi ni epithelium ambazo zime make up glands. Glands zote zimekuwa made up of cell. A gland is one or more cell that make or secrete aqueous fluid or products that are not used by the cell itself. Tanda kuona vizuri kwenye coordination, lakini natakiwa uelewe kwamba glandular epithelium or tissues usually secrete material into the cavity or space which it happens to be lining. The cell are specialized to secrete fluids containing a number of substances such as mucus, hormones, and enzymes. Here we have endocrine pamoja na exocrine glands. Endocrine gland, they have no duct and they have no contact with the exterior of the body. So they are ductless and they produce hormones. The hormones normally they are supplied to other parts of the body through blood. But exocrine glands, they open to the exterior of the body via ducts, such as sweat gland and the oil. Now, normally endocrine glands they produce hormones, while exocrine gland they produce enzymes normally. So usiniulize kwamba sweat nayo ni enzyme. No, it's not an enzyme, but that's some of the literatures. Tunakuona vizuri kwenye coordination difference kati ya mbili. Exocrine glands can be classified either by structure or by method of secretion. To classify according to structure, tuna unicellular kwa mfano goblet, na tuna multicellular kwa mfano sweat, oil, pituitary pamoja na adrenal. Hizo nani? Exocrine glands. Lakini pia tuangalie tu kwenye hizi multicellular exocrine. Multicellular exocrine, they can be classified based on the type of duct or mode of secretion. Type of duct or mode of secretion. Lakini tuangalie classification based on the type of duct ambayo ndo tutakao tuna base nayo. Classification hiyo ndo tutakao kuna base nayo kwenye hii discussion. based on the type of duct, we have simple duct with a few branches, then we have compound duct with many branches. If circulatory portion is round or globular or sac-like structure, it is called acini, kama kwenye pancreas. Either short or long and coiled, naita tubular. Ikiwa coiled naita tubular, kama kwenye lungs. Na pia kuna compound glands can have tubular acino or tubular acino circulatory portion. So can it be tubular or acino or tubular acino. Kwa types hapo for glandular epithelium unaona kuna simple tubular, simple branched tubular, compound tubular, and then tuna compound acino. Kwa maana kwenye simple tubular mfano wake mzuri ni crypts of Libecune found in the wall of the intestine. Hiyo ni simple tubular mfano. Pia kuna simple branched tubular ambao kuna Brunner's gland found in the wall of mammalian intestine. Bana secrete mucus and sodium dioxide. Another example ni gastric gland found in the stomach. Bana secrete gastric juice. Compound tubular gland found in the salivary gland. Na pia compound acino found in the pancreas. Kwa hiyo diagram hii hapo chini ina summarize hata vile ambavyo vijaelezewa hapo juu. Hii diagram ina summarize hapo. Unaona kuna unicellular hapo, unicellular kama goblet cell, kuna simple straight tubular, kuna simple branched tubular, na wametoa mfano glands in the stomach and the colon. Ndio maana tumesema kuna crypts of Libecune. Hapa unaona kwenye simple branched tubular tumesema glands in lower portion of the stomach. Mwanzo hapo ndo tumeona kuna gastric gland, lakini kuna simple coiled tubular tumesema lower portion of the stomach and the small intestine. Hii haikuwa kwenye explanation iko juu. Lakini tuna simple acino ambao kuna sebaceous gland of the skin. Pia tuna simple branched acino, tuna sebaceous glands of the skin. Tuna compound tubular ambao kuna mucus gland of the duodenum. Tuna compound acino. Compound acino ni mammary gland kama kwenye breast, na pia tuna compound tubular acino ambao compound tubular acino iko kwenye pancreas. So hii video tunaishia hapo, na video inayofuata tutaangalia kuhusu alimentary canal in human. Alimentary canal in human. Na tutakuwa tunaangalia kuhusu generalized structure of the gut. Generalized structure of the gut. Karibu kwenye channel ya Dr. Mlelwa Lectures. Asante kwa kuangalia channel ya Dr. Mlelwa. Ninaamini umeelewa kipindi, na kama hujaelewa chochote waweza kucomment hapo chini. Click link ya kwenye description kujoin Telegram group kwa ajili ya discussion. Usisahau kusubscribe, kushare video kwa marafiki pamoja na kulike video hii.